Hello. Now seemed to be really as good a time as any to start this recording. I'm about to make, not right now, but I'm very, very close to it. About to make my very first courtly lovers gear for myself, and then open myself up to like free company people and whatever that have the materials for it. And I just kind of wanted to share the process for anybody who is still kind of struggling, including what websites have been helpful to me. So let's actually kind of start with that. This FF14gillionaire.com, and it's got crafting macros, Dawn Trail. These are the materials such as Fulgur pine lumber. The remaining ones that I have to make are these grade 4 gem saps of intelligence and mind. But this will give you the craftsmanship you will need for this specific macro, and the control you will need for this specific macro, and the CP, obviously. These numbers are all after food and potion, as I've mentioned before in a previous video, but it took me a stupid amount of time to kind of read up here that's how it all worked. See, after food portion, blah blah blah. How you get these numbers is by, well, not necessarily needing to make for yourself the HQ crested item level 750 gear, but you should at least have the HQ versions, and then you will need to pentameld. Like, just the basic melds are definitely not going to be enough. You definitely do not have to go all out as I did following the guide, which I will show you in a second as well. I'm not even done with some of them. Wait, how am I not done with this one? Wait, how's that? I'm confused right now. I thought I finished pentamelding all of my mains and offhands. This was unexpected. Advanced materia melding. Huh. Well, I got the CP, so that's good. And I've already been doing these crafts, so I guess my numbers are high enough. But I thought that I had pentamelded. Oh, I am short on some. Okay, no, I remember now. When I got up to certain numbers, it became less of a problem anymore. But let's talk about a couple things. So, in order to get the rank 12 materia, you need orange scripts. Or, as I've shown in a previous video, you can use the item level 690 gear. Let's actually, I'll show you. Why is it not in here? Hold on. It's going to be at the bottom here. Okay. So you can get the item level. You can make an HQ I don't think HQing is necessary, but you can. Like I've shown in a video, I just spammed Claro walnut lumber over and over and over again with some. You have these squadron spirit bonding manuals. You have this superior spirit bond potion, which is very easy to make, and then there's a food that I got rid of because I needed that one little slot for something. But anyway, that's how you can just spam Claro walnut lumber. It was my choice. With all of this gear, all of it pentamelded with whatever materia you can. It doesn't really matter. So you CP plus 1, so it doesn't really matter. And the more it's pentamelded, the more materia is melded to it, the faster you are going to be getting your spirit bond percentage up. It took about, with all of those things, the food, the manual, the potion, and all the pentamelding, it took about 112-ish crafts of Claro walnut lumber to go from 0% to 100. And you can use that super cool menu I didn't find out until like a couple weeks ago to easily just one button click extract one at a time. That gives you random rank 12s and 11s. If you want specific 12s, then you're going to be making the rarefied Rock Hasnar round knife. I could not tell you how many of those I made to get all of the 12. Like, you need the 12s for the main slots. The first, when it comes to like your weapons, it'll be the first slot. Sorry, your main hand offhand will be the first slot, the blue slot here. When it comes to head, body, hands, legs, and feet, it's going to be the first 2 slots. And then when it comes to the accessories, it's the first slot again. You also need it for the second slot here. So you need it for the first slot after your blue slots as well. So notice this one has a control 23, control 23. Those are both rank 12s. Same thing there. 33, 33 craftsmanship. Those are and the control 23. Those are all 12s. And then the last 2 or 3, depending on if it's weapon or accessory or body or whatever, those need rank 11s for the most part. But in some cases, you can get away with like a CP plus 8. See how it's red there? It's because I used an 11. No, a CP plus 9, but all I had the option for was an 8. So it just took 8 of the 9. See, this one has CP9, CP6. Because that is all it could handle. So you have CP 100 down at the bottom here. I can't actually get down here. So yeah. Anyway, so if you want to know what to meld, let's go to the same thingy here. Then you would do like this crafting best in slot. You have the melding stat priority. You can choose the highest tier meld set, which takes longer. The mid tier is recommended because it's just easier, but it'll show you like what materia you want in each slot on each piece of gear, and you just duplicate this. Like this is for alchemist, but it's the same for all of them. Yeah. So that helps you get and before you are entirely pentamelded, even, gosh, I don't even know how overmelded I am for our needs, but once you reach 5784 craftsmanship, you're good on that. You can kind of ignore any more craft for the most part, unless you need to fill some craftsmanship materia slots on the way to then filling like control or CP. And that would really only pertain to main hand, offhand accessories on the first and second slots, because those are the only 12s you have. And similar idea for the blues for the gear, the armor, whatever. I forgot where my train of thought was going there. But yeah, follow the guide, get yourself melded. And then once you reach, it's like you're using Ronique stake for these things. So 5395, your Ronique stake is going to give you 97. So once you reach 52, what would it be, 98? Yeah. Once you reach 5298 control, your stake is going to bring you all the way up, all the rest of the way up that you need to go. Another thing to think about is you're going to be making these for sure. I don't know why this has a different... Oh. I guess these are easier, but I was still using... What macro was I using? I was using this macro, I think, for these. For the gem draughts. Drafts, whatever. Gem saps. Okay, I'm thinking of something. I don't even know what these gem draughts are. I don't know what those are. Are these things? Oh. So these potions are, they would give you a badass plus to your strength for 5. Oh no, lasts for 30 seconds. So makes, like, the strength would make you super awesome with your strength-based attacks and, dex, whatever. You can ignore this. Unless you feel like making those, obviously. I don't, so whatever. And then for the actual courtly lover stuff, you're going to need at least 5803, so higher. So you probably don't want to stop at 5784. You want to stop once you get to 5803, or you can stop once you get to 5803. And this Ali Pebre is your new food that you're going to have to make. I'm going to show you how to make that as well. And you have the macro. To make the Ali Pebre, you're using this macro for the gold thumb saw. And the way you can kind of figure that out is you can go to your woodworking, your gold thumb saw, whatever, fishing rod is the same thing. See how it's 10080? You have 10080, it's 70 durability, it's 70 durability. So that's for the gold thumb stuff. And the Ali Pebre is also 10080, 19,070. So it's all the same. When you make the Ali Pebre, you know, you're going to gather your materials. The mountain salt, I just made all of those from, I forgot what it is, from mountain rock salt. And then the perilla oil, I just made all of the, like less than an hour ago, from the Thavnarian perilla leaf. So I'm ready to make these. It's the same, since I have on my culinarian, I have the little soul crystal. I actually have just enough CP that I do not need to use the Cunning Craftsman's Tisane on that. I think I end up with like 5 CP left over. But I will still have the buff from all my alchemist stuff, because the alchemist does require that I have the Cunning Craftsman's Tisane, because I don't have the CP needed without it. Let's see. I guess we talked about everything. Here is also my, like, I'm not going to make all of the courtly lover stuff. I'm only going to make this stuff. But like, I did a bunch of, for all the 11s that you need, all the rank 11 materia, I went out and I got 1,000 Psychons. I bought the I think it's 200 bat wings and 200 of the, I think they're brass loach or brass lock fish, to make the necessary gelatin. Something like 6,000 palm syrups to make the roughly 3,000 palm sugars you need. That one sucked. It took a while. And then the Ovibos milk, you just buy it the fastest way to get it is to either buy it from the market board or buy it with your bicolor gemstones, which, yeah, I think both of those options are much faster than actually killing the Ovibos in Garlemald the requisite number of times. And you'll see, I bought some of the rank 11 materia from the market board in order to get myself to a point where I was satisfied with all the materia melding. And even buying some of them, but crafting the rarefied Psychon Bavaroy, or however you want to pronounce it. I started with 1,000 Psychons. I used almost 900 of them. So I did this craft at least, like 897 times. 896, because I had 999. 896 times. There's a macro for it. It's a 4-button macro, so it's very fast. But it took a long time. It takes a while to farm all this stuff. It takes a while to make these crafts 890 whatever times. I'm not kidding. I did this. I left myself as much room as best possible. You turn them all in, and I would buy stacks. It's taken me a couple weeks, I think, to get to this point where I can I'm very, very, like, in this video I will craft my first courtly lover gear. I don't know what else there is to talk about. We talked about how to get the purple crafter scripts with the Psychon Bavaroy. The orange crafter scripts with the rarefied rock Hazanar round knife. Gatherer is a whole different thing. There's a rotation for the orange collectibles that'll give you orange scripts, and there's a rotation for the purples. Like right now for purples, I have been doing these because I think I just finished with my gatherers actually. Yeah, I think I just did. But if you're short on purple scripts because you need the rank 11 or lower materia for the pentamelding, then I would be going to Urkupacha 523 coordinates, and I would be getting their mountain flax. If you need like the best way to farm those, because those are all collectible stuff, you can go into icy veins for the gathering rotation. Depending on how much GP you have to start with, and you can start with your maximum. Let's say I get to one of these gathering points at, like, this one starts at 2 a.m. or p.m. Let's say I get there at 2 a.m. and it pops up. I go right to it, and I follow this rotation, and I go boom, boom, boom. Wait. I don't like this part. I'd like to keep doing this because it seems to be more. It's more possible. After doing this, you either have, in my experience, you either have with my gear, you either have 400 on the collectible or you have 500. And then this one gives you another 400 or 500. So you can be at 1,000 after boom and boom, and you can just do your actually collecting phase. You can be at 800, at which point I just pop this guy and then your collecting phase. Or you can be at 900, in which case I pop this guy, collecting phase. You can get at least with the gear that you will get over time. Like, stop it. I've become fully pentamelded doing those rotations. That has taken a little bit less time to fill up my bags, and I don't even have empty bags. Like, this is how much space I had. But to fill up my bags, you're looking at maybe like 40 minutes per full bags. And it depends on your gear. I made this gear as well, the gold thumb stuff for my gatherers, and crested for the gatherer. And then started to slowly pentameld it. It's fun. I mean, it's not fun. It takes a while. So, like, if you are on this game as much as I have been in the past 2 weeks, which is like right when I get home, roughly 1:30 p.m. Every day ish, and then until about 8:30 or 9, 2 weeks with that many hours per day. Okay, we've talked far too much. Let's get to it. My alchemist, I need. Where am I? I need 15 total intelligence gem saps and 9 mind. And I have. I moved it. I sorted. Gosh darn it. I have 6 intelligence and no mind. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go for as long as this food buff lasts. I don't need the Tisane for the cooking part, but it'll for sure get us through. Oh, macros, really quick. You copy down the macros. Like, these are the ones I'll be using. There are no courtly stuff for alchemy. So all alchemy is using is the 35 durability. See, this is 35 durability, 5622 difficulty, 35 dur, 5622 diff, macro 1, macro 2. And once we start crafting the courtly stuff, we're using these 2 macros. You always want to test them, and I have. You can actually do the test if you see only available while crafting 15 times, or 14 technically, because the last one is echo, then your macro is good. However, I have not tested this. What am I trying to say? I have not tested this in an actual crafting scenario, I'm just like buffs. Some buffs give a weight 2 is fine. I haven't seen any back to backs, and then you should see macro 1 finished down here. So veneration's a buff, so 2 is good. Syntheses are 3, so that's good. That's groundwork is a 3. Delegate's 3. Immaculate Mend is a longer wait time, so 3 is good there. Innovation is a buff for 2. Touch, there's a 3s. Innovation is a buff. Touch, okay. And you just copy and paste these straight from here. But then run a test, because for whatever reason, one of these previous ones copied with, instead of quotation marks, they were 2 apostrophes. I don't know why. But, yeah. That's how that happened. For the food, I've moved over that macro down here. Nope. Sorry, this one. So yes, yeah. Moved over this macro. Don't need the Tisane. Got plenty of CP for it. I've tested this. Actually, I will end up with 756 with just the food, so everything is golden there. These are the numbers I needed to make the gear that I'm currently wearing and have maxed out with materia, so we're all good there. Okay, cool. Sorry. Let's get into it. Food first. This guy. Synthesis. Macro 1. I'm hoping that I saw a little bit of lag, and I'm hoping it's gone. I can maybe... Oh. I got actually a little bit more unlucky on these crafts than I did on any of the previous crafts. I haven't had a single NQ for crafting all of this shit. All the Fulgur Pine lumber, all the Thunderyard silk, all the Urkopacha linen. Oh, sorry, this is easier. All the Mastodon leather. Not a single NQ in all the bunches. I got a little bit unlucky making these gem sabs. I got an 82% quality, but I still happened to get HQ results, so that was kind of lucky. But in all of these crafts that I've just talked about, it'd be all of these 31 rose garnets, the 27 double durability, the Fulgur Pine lumber times 9, the Urkopacha times 24, the Mastodon leather times 23. Not a single NQ. So the macro and the required stats for the macro work very well. You know, the only downside is sometimes you get a bad excellent proc at the wrong time. Might have got one on this one. 13 feels low. No, I think we're good, actually. As long as this is 28 or more at this point. Oh, see, we're good. Excellent proc, it's crazy. I think I need at least one more of this. Hold on. Oh yeah, so this will be the last one for this. And then we need 3 crafts of the mind, because you get 3 per craft. And then we'll make a few of the food. I don't know how many. I feel like I don't feel like I'm gonna need a lot of them, but I might as well. I'm just gonna use the rest of the buff, or when I run out of food ingredients, whichever one happens sooner. That's not... No, I don't want this video to be that long, so I'll make a few of them. And once you see your durability... So, 2 things. Once you have step 14 pop up, and at the same time your durability is going to be hitting 35 again, like it'll replenish from 5 to 35, that's when you press the second macro. It also says macro 1 finished. We need 9 mind, so three times this craft. This is also the first crafting macro I have seen from this site that doesn't use trained perfection when it is available, but apparently it is not necessary. And I can kind of understand why they didn't, sort of, because each macro can only be 15 lines, but you don't necessarily need a macro 1 finished line. You just have to know when the macro is finished. You definitely don't need a craft finished line, but, you know, c'est la vie. Pop open this. So there's 3. I'm excited to make my first courtly lover stuff. It's item level 770, so it'll be, as you can see, it'll be an upgrade for all of these. I'm making the sword, spear, black mage, scepter probably, the rapier for red mage, the brush for pictomancer, white mage. Like, I'm making all this stuff hopefully tonight. So, in 770, so like I'm not really doing every slot, but I'm doing every slot where it's an upgrade. So I have a couple 780 pieces, but not like maybe 2 tops. And I don't remember how I got them. Probably from Tomestones of Mnemonics. But it doesn't feel like those are getting you 780 stuff. I don't know, probably are, but I just don't remember. This is the last of the mind. And then I'll make 3 times the Ali Pebre. Like the Ali Pebre, whatever, I don't know, gives you, I think it's more CP and more control than the Ronique Stake. Which is, I don't know if it's totally needed, but it's pretty close to it. Okay, we stand up. I think we already have it primed. Yeah, oh, no, we moved it, that's right. Ali Pebre. We still got the food buff, which is all we need. We got the, oh, we gotta select the HQs. I should have tested this, but I've already used these macros before to make the gold thumb stuff and the crested stuff, so should be fine. And we're starting at the maximum amount of quality that we possibly can from HQing all the ingredients that could be HQ'd. In fact, we're probably going to be far over the necessary quality. Like, I think, yeah. I haven't used this macro in a while, but it doesn't have room on the first macro to say click next macro or macro 1 finished. But I do recall it was once you saw the second round of pink blue up here, that was the end. That was the time. That was the time to click the next macro. Now, something to note is the macro will, oh, also like if you see step 15, 16, 15, 16, the macro will continue unless you click another macro, like I have a stop macro down here, or, you know, the last action in the macro happens. You saw that cannot do whatever it said up there. That is okay, so it is step 16. This macro is finishing the Ali Pebre long before because I have way better stats than are required. I probably could have made a shorter macro, but we're only going to be doing a few of these. Oh, and if you don't remember, the fun way that, I actually really love this site. It's so fun to play around with. This Final Fantasy XIV teamcraft.com. You can just go like crafting simulator, Ollie Pebre. Hold on. All E Pebre. You click the check mark there, and you just type in your craftsmanship, your control, your CP. Make sure you have level 100 in here. Are you using any consumables? So like, these are the numbers you want to have before consumables if you want to add a consumable. But if you already have a consumable consumed, then you can just put the numbers in here and don't add it here. If you're starting out with HQ ingredients, you can list them here. Like I am starting out with 2 HQ mountain salts and 1 HQ perilla oil. And then you can go down here and you can just start trying out like how you think you might craft it. You can follow one of the macros in some ways, or you can try out a new rotation, like whatever you want to do there. Very fun. I like that website a lot. I don't know why it's still saying unable to craft down there. Oh, because I don't have, these macros don't have any words to tell you that they're ready or done. Or you have high heels on? Oh, you're all, are you Fran? That's so cool. Wait, is that just how the bunny ladies start? I just got done with Final Fantasy XII for the first time, and she looks pretty Fran-ish. I can't click or anything like that. No, it's crazy. I doubt that's how the Vieira start in this game, but could be. I don't know. Like I said, I'll only do this food craft 3 times, and then I'll use one of those food buffs to make my first courtly lover stuff. So look, we're actually going to do another quality step. Even though we're at 100, like, again, we are over geared for this particular macro. I could shorten it up probably by maybe 3 or 4 steps. I don't know for sure. Like, I know it has one more command right after this. See? Yeah, just one more. Okay. Okay. Moment of truth. Actually, still have that buff up. So let's pop over to the sword for my paladin. Let's eat an Ollie Pebri. Okay, so right now we got the plus 92 CP, plus 97 control. We have changed to CP 100, control 115. Beautiful. I got all the material here. We add our HQ. Here we go, baby. Oh, wait. Trial. What are you starting with? 10, 600. Courtly 1. I have enough time to try this at least once before I make my first one. I mean, I have plenty of the Tisane, but... You don't want to click when you're doing a trial. If it's like maybe your very first time doing a macro and you're not sure, you don't want to click on the only. So you might want to try it once with only normal condition, but the way that these macros will fail is if you get an unlucky. Is if you get an unlucky excellent condition proc. Like if this is a quality, if that right there was a quality move, then that poor condition might have messed us up. Are we just using... Oh, these macros are also... Okay, something fun to talk about right there. These macros are designed for... See how it says requires 3 to 4 HQ mats? I'm adding all of them. So we're gonna over quality every time, and that's fine. I'm adding all of them. So I'm adding 2, 3, 4, 5. Instead of 3 to 4, I'm adding 5. Macro works. I didn't see any errors or anything like that. So let's go. Let's make our first item. By the way, nothing wrong with doing this manually, but I have a video where I went through all of the effort to do everything I thought was correct, and then I accidentally clicked innovation, I think, instead of veneration, and messed up everything. I lost all my I couldn't save it with a rapid synthesis, which is just like a please help me get lucky kind of thing. I'm just running out of my Tisane, but this video has served its purpose after making this. Oh geez, we're running really low. I didn't expect. I'm scared. I need all my CP. I think we're good. Whew, 5 seconds to spare. That was close. Okay, well, there we go. My paladin now has a new sword, which can be pentamelded if I feel like it. The way to pentameld, you can obviously buy stuff off the market board. I have just kind of stupidly just discovered, whatever, that if you're doing your leveling roulette every day and you are the adventurer in need when you do it, you will get a cracked Nova cluster and 2 cracked prismatic clusters. These can be traded for, I think this is for rank 12 materia and rank 11 materia. So if you do this daily, you can just start to bank these, which I've started to do a few days ago, which is why I only have this many. Literally a few days ago, 3 days ago. I think you can get the same thing for, alliance raids. It's a low for how long a raid can take. It kind of sucks that it's this number of cracked whatever dudes it's, but it is what it is. I didn't see that in any of these other ones, so just leveling and alliance raids. Oh, and then the last piece of stuff to talk about would be, I don't have it with me right now, but see these like double Duracoat. See how it says 20 math? I was running mostly. Actually, let's pop this up. Hold on. So for all of these 20 maths, for only the items I'm crafting, I needed 54 Duracoats, 18 varnishes, 62 resin, 48 pigments, 46 pelts, Mastodon pelts. I'm not going to do that math in my head, so let's see. 54 plus 18 plus 62 plus 48 plus 46. 228 total items that require 20 tomestones of mathematics each. So times that by 20. This will give us the number of, the amount of tomestones of mathematics we need in total for just the gear I'm crafting. You get 80 from running one Mistwake, and it takes roughly 25 minutes if you're with a good group, or maybe 30 minutes if you're doing it with Trust. So let's say 80. We need to run Mistwake 57 times. Times 25 minutes is 1425 total minutes divided by 60 minutes per hour. You're looking at 24 hours straight of running. Not straight. I mean, you could do it obviously every day if you wanted to, but like 4 hours a day or whatever. So if you're running 4 hours a day straight of Mistwake. Oh yeah. Last thing to talk about, I think, Also a helpful website. You can also just play your luck at the market board, universalis.app, and you can type in like double, is it Duracoat? Double Duracoat, and then you can when you have a login and all that stuff, you can be grouped. Like these behemoth to ultros is my grouping, so you can just go, okay, which one has the cheapest one? None of them are below 4,000, so I really wouldn't have wanted to purchase any of these, to be entirely honest. So I'll just farm those ones. But you can check the other ones like Pigment, Tiroli Pigment. These also are not immediately up to date. Like I might buy 10 at 4,000 each. That might be fine. Or one, you know. So you can hop over to Hyperion and buy their 10. And if you've never done that, you just go to your main Aetheryte and you select change world, or it's the one right below the Aetheryte option. But yeah, those are all of the everything I can think of. My paladin will get this new sword here in a second. Actually, you know what? Let's just retrieve the materia from this one. They're rank 10, so that's a 100% chance to get them back. Pop on this new sword. Beautiful. And I'll meld it later, but Mama's got a new sword for a paladin. Very happy, very excited. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time I make a video. Bye bye for now.